Hello there, viewers. Welcome to Shockacon. Outlaw rock star Stephen Hensley with Jeryl Prescott, Jacqui of The Walking Dead. I'm so thrilled that you can afford to take the time to talk to us today.
Oh,
I know how popular you are, and I've got to tell you, you are stunning in person. I mean, you
oh, thank
really,
you.
really are. Good Lord. You can't tell on The Walking Dead when you have all that, like the grime and
Dirt,
stuff on. Yeah,
blood,
dirt, blood,
dirt, molasses.
zombie innards. But I mean,
Right.
very, very nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us about your time on The Walking Dead briefly. I know
Yeah.
people have probably asked you about it 1,000 times over, but such an exciting time.
Yes, I don't mind saying it 1,000 times over. It's been a joy, a gift from the universe, I like to call it. And it's so wonderful how it's developed such a family. I appreciate so much all the fans here in West Virginia and the fans everywhere who are so supportive, not only of me, but of all the actors who've left the show and gone on to do other things. But we love always connecting with the show and reconnecting with the fans as often as we can. And my time on the show was just an actor's dream. Working with Frank Darabont, being in the presence of wonderful producers and other wonderful actors who were always working together, like Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus, everyone loves them, Melissa McBride. They always made us all feel that we were working, side by side in a very egalitarian sort of environment. So, no egos all aside, I think everybody's committed to the work, and it's a lot of fun. It's a blast.
I envy you so very much. It's so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Now let's talk briefly about your exit from The Walking Dead.
Okay.
It easily, at least in my opinion, and I imagine several others, one of the more soul-crushing ones. I mean, there's so many ways you expect people to die during that, but I
Yeah.
mean, the way you went out, good
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, it's unique, right? And a blast, but at the same time, a choice, Jacqui's choice. And before Jacqui leaves, she says, I don't want to end up like Ed and Amy and Jim. And in some ways, we could say that she had this premonition that these poor people would go through so much. And, how much more can poor Rick Grimes stand? We've already tortured him for years now, right? And the whole group, everyone's been tortured so much. And I think it would break Jacqui's heart to witness all of that, to be a part of that. And something would die behind her eyes, even before her body died. And so I always say that I think Jacqui felt that, or my backstory for Jacqui was that she had lived, she had loved, she had had a fulfilling career, and she had nothing else to prove, nothing to chase, and this whole idea of living in fear was just not attractive for someone who had had a life that she found fulfilling. And so she was willing to say, this is it, this is my end, and that's okay. And it was a peaceful party.
Now, you've been very busy since, and you've stayed busy. You're
Yeah.
active.
Yeah.
I know that you've had a recurring role on Ray Donovan.
Yeah.
You've been on a number of other TV shows recently as well. One thing that I don't think some people may know about that I think we definitely should talk about, though, is you're also a writer.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's different. I wrote a film called Stand Down Soldier, based on the life of a female veteran who comes back with PTSD, and her family wants desperately to help her. But the experience of our veterans is so unique. It's hard for the families that want to support them to really understand what they've been through. And so this story of this woman, Stacey Armstrong, I actually just got a small distribution deal on that I'm very excited about. And so I've been through the whole grind of critical
You're a
writing.
downright Rembrandt.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's all fun, and I love history and I love literature. And of course, I had to write to prove something to all my students out there that the writing is useful and worthwhile, no matter what you choose to do in your career. And and I didn't write it by myself. I didn't create the film by myself. Filmmaking is so collaborative. And all my wonderful friends who are also wonderful actors who have great credits, like Harry Lennox from The Black List, and Shanti Lowry, who's in The Game, and a lot of other great shows. All of them came together and made my film jump off the page. And I'm just so proud of it and excited about the story it tells for our vets, which we've been able to use in some veteran groups. We've been able to view it, screen it for them. So it's just been great, a great process.
I can tell how passionate you are about
Yeah.
the subject matter.
Yeah.
Is there a direct inspiration for the film or a driving
Yeah.
force behind it for you?
Well, my dad is a veteran, and he served in Korean War. Several of my uncles served in Vietnam. And it's interesting, my experience with veterans when I was a kid was with male veterans. But as an adult, my best girlfriend from high school served 5 deployments. And my closest cousins who were my age, who I grew up with, also served multiple deployments. And so this experience, I think, in our modern age of deploying our veterans multiple times gives us a unique experience as a generation with war, and particularly with recovery from war. And so, yeah, it's become a very personal and passionate cause for me. Yeah,
Well,
to talk about their stories.
You're very well spoken. Just
Oh, thank you.
the passion you have
Yeah.
for the veterans.
Oh.
I mean, it's, what's the word?
What's the word?
Heartwarming.
Well,
I guess that's
you know,
2 words. I'm going cheat.
I'm grateful to them. I didn't serve, and I didn't serve because they did, because they gave that to us. And so if I get to do something as with some sort of platform that gives me some sort of platform like Walking Dead, then I want to give voice to something that I think we don't talk about enough in our community, which is what do we do with our veterans? What do we do to help them reintegrate into society when they finish giving us so much, of their time and their lives?
I couldn't agree with you more on that one. Is there anything that you'd like to tell the fans in closing?
Thank you. Thank you always for your support of The Walking Dead, as it continues, for your support of us as individual actors, and for just hanging in there with the hard and painful stories that continue to come out of this genre. And we know that you hang in there because there's a kind of love that is just amazing and unique. And so, thank you.